Okay, so first of all, thank you all for coming to this lecture. I have to make recordings because this course is probably the last time that I will offer in English. So I will make recordings, so you are the last generation of this English taught class. In the future, it will only be in Chinese. And so we are now in a project supported by the university to make recordings. And later, I will also put subtitles in both Chinese and English. So if you think you missed anything, you can go to the link to watch it. So to make sure you really understand what you think you missed. And this course is Introduction to Geochemistry. As a teaser, so I will like to do this little, how to say, is that again? I'm not sure. Here, we have a set of data. X is something, and Y is something else. Okay, so now it's a little bit like a personality test to know what you would do with the data. And I would like to hear about your opinion. Okay. So I would like to ask around to know what you have in mind with this set of data. Okay. Okay, so later, if I go to you, please tell me your name, English, sorry, and then tell me what you have in mind. So maybe we start with the person sit closest to me.
So, say in English name.
Yes.
I'm Charlie.
Charlie?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think about the data? What would you do with this data?
The A set of the data is, it has a bigger range than B set.
Bigger range? How do you tell that? Because the A is 33, 34. B is like a 50 to 100.
Yeah.
So what would you do next with this data?
I would use average.
Average, right?
Yes.
And just average?
I would make average of X but not Y.
But not Y? Why not?
Because it doesn't fit the data of the actual situation.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. And Charlie said he will make average of X. Okay, that's one way. So that's one way of data thinking. That is to do statistics, right? How many of you have learned statistics? Raise your hand. 统计 statistics. Statistics, only you? I'm totally shocked. So my sincere suggestion for all of you that you should all take statistics. It's so important, not only for your study, but also in the future, if you want to fit in the future where you have maybe AI or so many big data things, the base of everything I would say is statistics. So you should definitely learn statistics. It's still time to subscribe, right? So if you haven't, make sure you do it. Otherwise, you will regret, I'm sure. Okay, and so Charlie said he would make an average. However, average is just the most fundamental statistics. There are many, many different kinds of statistics. Okay, so I would probably ask a girl, what would you have in mind?
Hello, my name is Chloe.
So, Zoe, okay. So, Zoe, what would you...
Chloe.
Chloe. Okay, Chloe. So, what would you do with the data?
I think I will draw these dots on the XY plot.
Graph.
Yeah.
Bigger. Very good.
Yes, yes. And I will see these dots. Are they connection?
Any relationship.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh-huh. And many, probably more.
And maybe we can draw.
Regression.
Yeah, regression.
Very good. So it's more advanced. So far, it is also. So what else would you do after regression? So you just think, okay, there's a pattern. If it's probably a line or a curve, then you are satisfied. You won't look at any numbers. Usually after regression, what would you do? What would we usually do to know whether the data fit well with the line or not fit well with the line?
看那个系数。
Okay. Look at some coefficients, no? Okay? You don't know what's the name of that coefficient. Okay. But so far it's already quite well. It's not good that you know this. So she would make a figure and then look at to make a regression. And then usually with regression analysis, your software will give you a coefficient called R square, right? Then you can look at the R square to know how good, or sometimes it's R. It would be R or R square, so it's statistical terms. And then you can, based on this, you can say, okay, this is a good fit or maybe a bad fit. There's no relationship or there is relationship. Okay, it's also statistics, but it's in the direction of geochemistry already. Okay, there's another way of analyzing the data. Anyone? Any idea? How to analyze the data? Does anyone doing like a investment? Stock market? No? No? The obvious another style of analyzing the data is to assume that this is a time series, right? The row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 19 may be from day 1 to day 19. And X and Y are two independent parameters. Maybe the first one is the index of the Taiwan stock market, and the second is Dow Jones stock market, right? So these could be time series. Okay, so so far we have heard different kinds of data analysis. So Charlie said he would do some what we would call descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics means you want to, from this data, you will find out the most representative number. And Charlie selected average as the representative number. Of course, there are other index you can use. Average is just one of them. And Chloe said she would draw a figure with X in the X-axis and Y in the Y-axis, and then she would do a regression, which is also statistics, and then she would do, of course, with some discussion, she said she would look at the R square to see how good the fit is. Okay, so this is what we usually call regression analysis, which is a big family in statistics. Okay, because we know there are so many different kinds of curves, like some is straight line, the other is exponential, the others are logistic. So there are so many different kinds of line to fit your data. So this is regression analysis. And the last one is time series analysis. I'm surprised that no one came up with this option. Does that mean none of you have entered physical oceanography lab? 没有人进海洋物理实验室吗? Anyone in physical oceanography lab? No? No? Because the third method is what a physical oceanographer will use. And this actually is also what an investor would use to analyze the stock market, time series analysis. Okay, so you see, with the different kinds of data, you can have a feeling. I don't know what you have in mind because many of you didn't provide your opinion. However, from this, you will have a basic idea, personality test. What kind of person or what kind of subdiscipline in marine science that would probably fit you? If you come up with descriptive analysis, you probably would suit marine biology better. Because usually, biologists will always come up with this kind of analysis. Of course, there are many other kinds of more complicated method, but the first one would fit a biologist. If you come up with a regression analysis, good, you are the right person. No, I'm just kidding. This is the method that a geologist would use. Usually, regression analysis is what a geologist would do. And instead of looking at the R-square, of course we care about R-square because it tells us how good a fit is. We also look at if it's a linear regression, we will also look at the slope and the intercept. 截距跟斜率. Okay, so that's what you will see in this class. We will use regression analysis very, very often, especially in chronology. I will explain it later. And lastly, if time series analysis came into your mind, you probably would fit physical oceanography better. So after this small personality test, now I would like to introduce this lecture or this course. So we want to know the physiochemical properties of our solid Earth. So I think in this department, this kind of topics is relatively rare because we are a department of oceanography. So most of the courses taught in this department is either related to seawater itself or the creature living in the seawater. And there are few courses dealing with the solid part of the Earth, and that usually means the seafloor. Okay. So we would like to know how it was built, how it evolved, and how it continues to be shaped. And we would like to know the co-evolution of the Earth's atmosphere with volcanism, ocean, and life. Because this, if you look at the long history of the Earth, these components, they actually evolved together to form today's Earth. And we would like to know, most importantly, the radioactive and stable isotopes. So I think these are the few courses in this department that would tell you the fundamental aspect of radioactive and stable isotopes and how they are applied in earth sciences. To give you a better understanding of what this course is about, I would like to do some simple comparison. So first of all, this course will be mostly qualitative. That means it's just descriptive. I would avoid too much mathematics, okay? And in principle, if you are a chemistry student, you need to learn quite some mathematics, especially in courses like thermodynamics. You will have a lot of calculations to about like enthalpy, entropy, etc. However, and actually in geochemistry, if it's an advanced course, I can also teach that, but that would be too complicated. Here, we would like to just touch the qualitative part. However, in the chronology section, I will explain it later. I will provide some Excel-based calculation practice. So I'm sure each of you should have Excel. So you can do this kind of calculation very easily. So that's one of the goals. The second is we would focus on the inorganic aspects of the Earth. I think in this department, there are other professors teaching organic geochemistry. So if you are interested in the chemical building blocks of life, like a protein or lipids, chlorophyll, you should go to courses like this. So here we will only touch the inorganic aspects of the Earth. And we will focus on the solid Earth and atmosphere. That means we probably won't touch too much about the ocean. Although we are in a department of oceanography, I think you are already fed up with oceans, so we should learn something else. So you should go to courses like marine chemistry or biogeochemistry in order to learn more about the ocean. Here we will only mostly talk about solid Earth. Lastly, we focus on the chemical perspective. What does that mean? It means in this lecture, we have sections like a mineralogy. How many of you are taking courses in mineralogy right now? Raise your hand. No? I think Professor Xiao Yanhong, Professor Xiao at the Department of Marine Resource and Biotechnology, maybe? 海资系, he offered courses about mineralogy. I don't know how, probably not, in this class, no one is taking that. In previous class, some students took courses in mineralogy. So we also have one lecture about mineralogy, but we'll only talk about the chemistry of minerals. Textbook. Okay, so here I bring you the textbook. This one. Okay? It looks very heavy. Okay? And if you really follow the reading, at the end of the semester, you probably read this much. If you really do. Okay? However, I know that nowadays, only few students really do the reading. And this is a Chinese translation of this book called 开天辟地. This book is in Chinese. However, I strongly recommend you to read the English version because you will probably find out that for some terms, it's easier to learn in English than in Chinese. It's a little bit like organic chemistry that is very difficult to learn in Chinese. Okay, so these two authors, they are all both geologists. And especially the second one, he's a world distinguished oceanographer, Wally Walker. He passed away just several years ago. And they wrote this book together, and it's actually a popular science book, 科普读物. All right? It's a popular science book. So in the United States, they use this book for like courses for non earth science students. It's for that purpose. However, this book has sufficient scientific details, so I think it's sufficient for this lecture. And furthermore, it has a conversational style. When you read this book, you will have the feeling that the author is talking to you. Lastly, it's thought-provoking. This book will tell you when they were writing the book, they will tell you what is still unknown. Okay, they will say this is still unknown and need to be studied and further. So, and they want you to think what might be the problem, etc. So that's what we mean, thought-provoking. Then we have a second textbook. We will only use it for one lecture. It's about radiocarbon. Okay, it's an easy to understand textbook introducing the principles of radiocarbon dating. So if any of you would like to go further into marine geology, probably not here, maybe in the future at the NTU, National Taiwan University, it's basically inevitable that you will need to use radiocarbon because it's so popular in earth science. And this textbook, we will use the material from this textbook to learn the principles of radiocarbon dating. Okay, syllabus. So last week, very unfortunately, okay, we have a Typhoon Haikui. So we missed 1 week. And then today we have a course introduction. Then today, at the end of this lecture, I will give you assignment 1. And next week, before we start our lecture or my lecture, I will ask 2 of you to present your assignment 1. So that's how you read this table, okay? And then next week, starting from next week, we will have 3 weeks of cosmochemistry. So cosmo means universe, okay? 宇宙. So cosmochemistry means the chemistry of the universe, mainly some celestial object, 天体. So we will talk about starting from Big Bang. Then we will talk about nucleosynthesis. That means how atoms were created. Then we will talk about planetary systems. That means planets, like the Earth, the solar system. How were the systems created? Then we have national holiday. After 3 weeks of cosmochemistry, we have mineral chemistry. Then we have 3 weeks of geochronology. Chronology means the study of time. In Chinese, we call it 定年学. 定年. Okay, so that's basically the essence of geology. We need to know the time so that we can know the sequence of events. And when we know the sequence of events, we know what happened first and what happened next and what happened at the end. So we know the cause and effect. If you mix up the series of events, it's very likely that you will mix up the cause and effect. 因果关系. Now Chinese. 你要知道事情的先后顺序，你才会知道事情的因果关系。Otherwise, like it's a little bit like you with this dating technique, you will know that Mary, the girl, knows Peter first, then Dory. Okay? So therefore, Dory is the so-called the third person. The first and the second person is Peter and Mary, and Dory is the third. Okay, so you know the logical relationship among the 3 people. So that's the reason why it's so important to know the date. So we will have the basic principle. We will learn radiocarbon. And lastly, we will learn uranium. So this U means the element, uranium, uranium series dating. So these 2 dating techniques are probably what's most commonly used in marine science. So that's the reason why I chose these 2 techniques. And then we will talk more about the solid Earth. We talk about the segregation of the Earth into core, mantle, and crust. And then we will talk about plate tectonics. Then we talk about hydrothermalism and subduction. And lastly, the record of oxidation. So this means how today's Earth was created, today's atmosphere was created, the big oxidation event. We will talk about this. And at the end, we will have 2 weeks of oral exam. So policy. You will find the materials at the Cyber University. So you can download all reading materials. And you can also make assignments. You can also download the assignments. And you can also do the preview quizzes there. I don't know how many of you have done this. It's not mandatory. It means it's not necessary. Okay? It's only for you to make you familiarize yourself with the topic of the course. And it's a test. These are quiz online. I can show you later. So preview quizzes. Handouts. Starting from this class, it's a little experiment. I stop allowing you to download the Hangouts. It's an experiment because I realized that students today are too dependent on handouts. That's my overall feeling, not just for you, but overall. So, what should you do? If I were you, I would always screenshot. Okay? 截图. If you think this page is important, you do a screenshot and paste it somewhere in your laptop. You are all allowed to bring laptop in this course and use it during the course. So this would encourage you at least to make an action instead of just open the handouts and, okay, I don't know. I just listen, watch, without thinking. At least with the action screenshot, you will know, this page might be important. That's my purpose, okay? And video recording. We will have video recording. And then later I will put Chinese and English subtitles. And the link will be open to all of you. So you can watch later if you think you missed something. And I don't do roll calls, but I really, really like to ask questions. Like our personality test before. So if you happen to be absent, then I'm sorry, I will make a little note, However, if I think you answer my question excellently, I will also make a little note. Excellent, like this, okay? So it could be plus or minus. Okay, apply for leave. So if you really think you can be here for reasonable reasons, okay, you can apply for leave. So you can leave for public affairs like a field work, expedition, sport competition, etc. Or you can also leave for your personal affairs, like you have a family issue, you have a job interview, you have a graduate school interview. You can submit your application online. So I hope as a second or third year students, you already know how to do this. And please do this 1 week in advance, because usually, unless it's a sudden event, usually from a family, otherwise you should know this far in advance. So submit 1 week in advance. And please, maximum 3 times for the whole semester. And second, if you are sick, then email me your medical proof. Actually, with the system, with this online application system, you can also attach your medical proof with dates within 1 week after the date of absence. Okay, and proof without dates will not be accepted. And if for girls you have menstrual leave, okay, you can submit your application online and no proof is needed. And maximum, again, 3 weeks for the whole semester. Language. I'm aware that this lecture is difficult, content and language-wise. Compromise. You are allowed to use your smartphone, laptop, like all of you are doing now, during the lecture to look up vocabulary and take notes. So if I were you, I will always open my dictionary. I usually use Yahoo Dictionary. Always check. Whenever I think a word, I don't understand the word, I will always do that. And then you can also, of course, ask for my help in translation during the lecture. And if I think one concept is too complicated, I will immediately switch to the Chinese channel and explain again in Chinese. And I hope that you can understand. For difficult terms and concepts, it will be explained in Chinese when necessary. Policy, grading policy, we have a total of 11 assignments. Sorry, the summary, there's no summary, just assignments. Each means 6% of the semester score. Course participation, 14. Oral exam, 10 as the speaker and 10 as the audience. And for the preview quiz, it's all bonus, 加分. Okay, so we have a total of 12 topics. So if you can finish the preview quiz before the course, before the start of the lecture, you will earn bonus. So a maximum of 12% will be granted to you. And for these preview quizzes, you can do it online. I think there's basically no time limit. You can basically, if I were you, and if I really care about my score, I will probably open 2 laptops, and one is the quiz and the other is the reading material. And based on the keywords, I will start using Control F. Does everyone know what Control F is? I will use Control F. That's the finding function, 寻找功能, okay? I will use Control F to look for the keywords in the reading material. Then I will find the answer very quickly. That's how I would do it. Now I teach you, okay? So in the future, try to use the Control F efficiently, because that's why we digitalize everything. Because with the Control F, with keywords, you can basically find answers in less than 1 minute. That's the reason. Okay. So with these preview quizzes, that's the purpose. The purpose is to encourage you at least to open the reading material file and use Control F. Okay. So, assignments. I will announce 2 questions at the end of each lecture. The questions are for preview purpose. So we will have group A and group B. A only do question A, B only do question B, and prepare your answer on PowerPoint slides. The slide should be for a talk of at least 3 minutes long. And the slide should contain complete sentence describing your answer. Do not just put keywords, because I can't understand what you mean by just giving me a keywords. Do not just paste images and photos. Just print keywords. Having only images and keywords will lead to high similarity on Turnitin and 0 point. Does everybody know Turnitin? The use of Turnitin starts from some political incidents. So some politicians, some politicians in Taiwan, they were caught having high similarity or in their degree thesis. It's like they copy from other people's thesis. And this actually result in their stepping down. So it's a very serious issue. Actually, as far as I know, it's just not the incidents in Taiwan. In Germany, they also have the same thing. Some ministers were found like a plagiarism, 剽窃, of in degree thesis, and this also led to his stepping down. So that's the reason we would like our students to pay attention to this. So we start to use Turnitin. I will explain this later. So that's the reason why your assignment should be submitted to Turnitin, because this course is on Monday, so you should submit before the end of each Sunday. And Turnitin will automatically check for originality. How to use? We have a instruction here. There's also English version. This is once you register for Turnitin, you can search the course ID. And then to enter the course, you need to give the password. And this is our password. And then once you upload your assignment to Turnitin, you can view your similarity report immediately. Assignments of your classmate will also be included in the originality test, so please be careful. The threshold of similarity score is 40. So this is what I call 林志坚指标. Okay, so this is the mayor who, this is a very big political incident last year. Okay, so 40%. If your similarity score is higher than 40%, you will earn 0 point for your assignments. Okay. According to past years, this is basically not a problem. Most of the assignments are below 40%. And for those that's really above 40%, the student actually at the end confessed that, sorry, I gave my assignment to another student for him to copy. So at the end, both have high similarity score. This usually happen when two students share their assignments together. Otherwise, in the past years, this has barely happened. And if you have concern, you can make a screenshot. When you upload and you have a similarity score before 40, you can make a screenshot. So you can resubmit your assignment for unlimited times before the deadline until you reach the required threshold of similarity. And you can also submit your assignment after the deadline, latest for 1 day. That means the end of Monday to Turnitin. However, you will only earn 50% of the score. And if you submit your assignment later than 1 day, then you don't need to do it, really. You don't need to do it. I will just give it 0. Okay. And student asking for leave should submit assignments in time. The most important evolution for this year, or invention this year, in my opinion, is ChatGPT. So I'm actually a heavy user of ChatGPT. I don't know how about you. I think it's a very nice tool. And in fact, my plan, I think I will teach your scientific English too, right? My plan is to teach you how to use ChatGPT in scientific English too. But for this course, ChatGPT is my enemy, okay? Not my friends. I will also generate assignments myself using ChatGPT. So I will also upload an assignment. Actually, if you go to Turnitin, you will always find there's already an assignment. That is the assignment generated by ChatGPT. Therefore, whenever you upload, you need to know that there's a ChatGPT assignment there for a similarity test. Okay? How many of you have used ChatGPT? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think this is something that everyone should know how to use. I can show you the assignment generated by ChatGPT later. Okay. Then on Monday, I will choose one student from each group to present his or her answer. The presentation will be followed by a QA session. QA means question and answer, in which all students should participate. So it's usually like I will say, hey, Charlie, do you have comments? Or do you have questions? If not, Chloe, do you have questions? Do you have comments? And so on. And if none of you have questions or comments, then I will ask you. All right? So the best strategy is to find answer in the reading material, because I usually design the assignment in a way to the purpose is, again, to force you to open the reading assignment and look for answers inside the material. So common sense, like from Google, Wikipedia, or ChatGPT, we are actually not helping you too much. Will not help you too much. However, Google Image is a good source to find supporting images. I will probably show you the preview quiz and Turnitin before we take a break. And after the break, I want each of you to give a short self-introduction, telling me your name, whether you have entered any lab, and what might interest you. You can say in general geology, biology, physics, or you can say more specifically which topic in this course might be helpful for you, because some of you might have been doing some research project. In principle, of course, I hope that most of you can use English. If you use Chinese, do you think you can present in English? Can you? I guess not, right? My recommendation is if you really have to write in Chinese, or you really think it's difficult for you to write in English, it's better that you can use some online translator to help you. Like a ChatGPT or Google Translator, I would actually more recommend ChatGPT. Use it. So this is where you can enter the Cyber University, and you can also switch the language to English. Then you can log in. So you will see the front stage, okay? So here, announcement, I will from time to time post announcements here. And then you can, and when you enter the course, you can download. Here the handouts is not downloadable, but the assignment or the reading material is downloadable. So you will see the icon here. And then test. So see, here we already have 2 tests, okay? So here I have, it's actually the requirement of the program I mentioned at the beginning of the course. The program requires that I design some tests for the students. So I think, okay, then I will put it as a bonus. So here you have test 1 and test 2. And test 1 is actually is related to the chapter 1. Chapter 1 of this book is actually a little bit philosophical. 是哲学的. It's philosophical. Okay? So, but anyway, you are encouraged to do it. It's actually quite interesting to read the chapter 1. However, for chapter 2, it's related to your assignment 1. And if you try to do, okay, so this says, okay, this is the detail. Okay, then you can start to take the test. This is just the single choice question or yes or no question. And as I said, it's open book. All right? So if you just type Turnitin, okay, here I already registered this course here. Then you will see the assignment. And then here, oh, what's that? I don't know, okay. There's already 1 student here. However, this one is the one that I uploaded. It's done by ChatGPT. And because here you will see the similarity score. Can I switch to English? Sorry, I don't see it. But anyway, there should be English version. This is a similarity score. It's already higher than 54%. This is because the information source of ChatGPT is usually internet material. So if you rely your information on source on internet material, it's very likely that you will end up with the same similarity score as ChatGPT. So you can upload here and read your similarity score. And if you want, you can make a print screen. For assignment 1, please explain figure 2-3 and figure 2-4. So 2-3 are these 2 figures from the textbook. This one is related to the Doppler effect, okay? And this is the spectrum of the sun and hydrogen and sodium element. And then this one is related to redshift. And here you will see this symbol. This actually means celestial object. Celestial object with different distance to the Earth. Okay? So this is schematic. It's a little bit like a cartoon, okay? Imaginary. So you need to explain these 2 figures. And for B group, you need to explain figure 2-10 of the textbook. And this figure explain Hubble's law and Big Bang theory. So usually, if I teach you Scientific English 1 of course, which did not happen, all right? However, if I teach you Scientific English 1, I would definitely tell you, you need to first explain the x-axis, what it is, how was the data obtained. Then you need to explain the y-axis, what is retreat velocity, and how was the data obtained. Then you need to explain the data, the pattern, like there's a positive relationship, negative relationship, or no relationship. And then you need to explain the meaning of the data. So 4 steps: x-axis, y-axis, data pattern, and data meaning. Okay, that's how you explain this figure. ChatGPT is really good at writing. All right, so you can say, I just asked him, what is Doppler effect? Then ChatGPT will say a lot. Then I ask him, what is redshift? A lot. Okay, and what is Hubble's law? A lot. And Big Bang theory, again, a lot. However, you will see that all these answers are not really tied to the figures. Okay, 他的回答没有针对那个图去回答。Okay, it's just common sense. And as I said, if you just write common sense, your score will be very low, or you will have very high similarity. So you really need to say, this figure, blah, 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 blah. According to this figure, what? That's how I can tell that you are really answering the question yourself.
I'm Xu Chenyu.
Charlie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in the cosmochemistry.
Cosmochemistry?
Yeah. So I think that maybe like in the first 3 courses, it might be interesting for me.
Okay. Is it related to, is your personal interest or is it related
Personal.
to? Okay. And are you currently in any lab?
No.
No? Okay. And are you more interested in like a geology, chemistry, physics, or nothing science?
I think biology.
Biology, I see. Personality test. You need to tell me your Chinese name first.
张环瑞
Okay, and what's your English name?
Henry. I think the cosmology may be interesting to me. Also, I'm more interested in biology.
Are you currently in any lab?
Oh, no.
No? Okay, thank you, Henry. Chinese name first?
黄冠杰
English name?
Victor. I'm interested in biology.
Are you currently in any lab?
Yes. 廖老师
Oh, Professor Liao's lab.
Yes.
Okay. So you are interested in fish, huh?
Yes, I'm a fish importer. Buy fish from Indonesia and sell in Taiwan.
And do you think any of the topic in this lecture might be helpful for you?
它有一些就是跟地化有关的东西，还是跟我们鱼类研究有一些相关。对，就是还是有关联了。对
Okay.
还是会影响到。
Okay.
谢谢。
I hope this lecture can be somehow useful, or at least it's not a torture for you. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
李云琴. My name is Alan. I'm interested in ocean geology.
Can you be more specific? It's just, so far, it's just general geology? Okay, general geology. There might be 2 topics that might be interesting for you. One is plate tectonics, maybe, because you say you are interested in ocean geology. Plate tectonics, okay.
Yes.
And are you now in any lab?
I used to join the lab, but I didn't join now.
Okay, thank you, Alan.
老师好，我叫吴奇杰。
English?
My name's Hardy, Hardy. I joined Lei 老师的。
Professor Louis.
Yeah. Maybe I think.
So you're interested in chemical oceanography, huh?
Yeah, I'm still looking. If I really interested.
Okay.
Yeah. And.
Are you doing some student research project now?
Yeah, I want to.
You want to?
But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, does any of the topics mentioned here might be interesting for you? Is any of them might be interesting for you?
Maybe the carbon dating.
C14 dating.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
radiocarbon dating.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
李子瑜 and my English name is Chloe. I think I'm interested in the chemical.
Chemical oceanography.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you now in any lab?
No,
Which of the topic might be interesting for you?
probably radiocarbon.
Okay, thank you, Chloe.
Okay.
Okay, and your English name? Tiffany. Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself. Interested in everything. Okay, fine. Okay, you're not in any lab. Okay, I see.
My name is Axel,
Axel, so where are you from?
France. And
You're an exchange student, right?
yes, I am.
Mhm. And what did you study back in France?
I'm studying like marine biology, but it's like a kind of specific bachelor, and we study atmospheric, fluid mechanicals, and we saw all the things. So after I'm choosing between. I think I'm more interested in physical oceanography,
Oh.
but maybe also marine geology. The both are interesting to me.
Okay.
So that's all.
And how long will you be here?
1 year.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name is Hu Xiaolong. English name is Steve, and I'm interested in pair of oceanography, such like reconstruct the oceans, and I'm interested in picking flora. In the future, maybe I will join the Yongbin Lao's lab.
That's a good choice.
My name is Liu Mingxu.
AK Mingqu.
English
Okay.
name is Gary.
Gary.
I'm
Okay.
interested in ocean geology,
Ocean geology
chemistry.
and chemistry.
Yes, and I haven't joined any lab.
Mm-hmm. Steve and Gary. So is any of the topic here might be interesting for you?
Cosmos,
What?
chemistry.
Cosmochemistry?
Radiocarbon dating.
Okay, radiocarbon. I see. Okay.